Good morning. I guess I probably shouldn't do videos as soon as I wake up, but I guess, whatever. It is what it is. So this has been a very few interesting last few days, actually. Uh, once again, my name is Dustin Taylor. This is Divinity Virtue. Hopefully, you guys can learn something from me because I seem to just go through the paths of life like, I don't know, a Sagittarius. It is what it is. So a few days ago, I actually went to um, a different culture Christmas, and this was interesting. So they still have kind of I don't know if it's an East versus West type thing or a certain place versus a certain place. I guess that's all over the world. Even if you bring it from a different continent all the way to Canada, it is what it is. But the food they served, I'm going to tell you, they had puff puffs and plantains and fried chicken, goat, and some kind of brown rice with spices. I'm going to tell you, this culture, they're so beautiful. They believe in Christianity, they pray a lot, they dress a lot better than I do, I can tell you that. So I really need to step up my clothing game. But it was just very interesting because it was a nice Christmas dinner and I'm not going to have a Christmas with my own family because, that's how my family works. We're very fake and egotistical, and yeah, it is what it is. I'll get over that trigger one day, I know. It's pretty much I'm just going to slingshot myself so far in the future, so far away from Canada that I have to get over it. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that heals wounds is time, and time is irrelevant, but you just got to keep moving forward and hope for the best the next day. So yeah, I go to this dinner, they're singing, they're doing games. I'm going to tell you, even though I'm on a diet, and that was the first time I ate, I actually took all the stuff that was healthy. So I took like the raised vegetables and the rice and the chicken. So I actually did eat healthy, but I did come home and calculate the calories just to see how much I'd be above or over. And it's not bad. It was about 900 calories. So I did well for a plate. But yeah, and that was kind of tough as well because that was the first thing I've ate this year that differentiated from everything else I've ate. And stomach didn't hurt too bad, which was good. So if you eat the natural things that come from the earth and aren't really changed over by man too much, I think you'll do a lot better. But yeah, so it was just it was nice. It was nice, nice dinner, nice culture, very loving. Yeah, it was interesting because I think I saw a meme. My one buddy goes, "Yeah, they really like to feed you and whatnot." And this meme on Facebook, it shows this skinny guy and a little bit heavier set woman. And when we were in there, I'm going to tell you, the plates were just heaping piles of food. You can get fat really quickly. They love their food. They sing. It was nice. It was just a very, just that nice little. I don't know, it was good. It was good flavor. So the next part I'm going to go to is I don't really like how my government is. And I know I shouldn't be ranting and raving about that, but I just think the way they I can see why my country is just so messed up. So okay, when they said, I don't know when they changed these rules or came out with a new study. I honestly, whenever they did these studies in the past, who did these studies? Because it seems like if it's the same study, different people, how do you get different responses and different observations? That doesn't make sense to me. So the study was saying that you should limit your alcohol use to one or two drinks a week or something. I don't know the exact numbers. Okay, I don't remember. I just remember reading something about it, and I think it was during the summer and whatnot. So here in Canada, we have like a sin tax on tobacco, marijuana, liquor. We just have tax on everything in Canada. That's what we do. Is we just tax all the poor people. That's how it works. But they go, oh, you shouldn't be drinking. You should limit your alcohol. Blah blah blah. So I've been looking at. I don't watch a lot of TV, but I watch YouTube, and sometimes they have the commercials or wherever they come up. And now they're promoting. If you watch the video, it's so crazy because they go, "Oh, you know, I'm a better person." And you know what it is? It's not because I eat better, work out more, some kind of illogical bullshit. Okay, it's BS. But they go, "Oh, I've limited my drinks at night to have a better sleep." So you're telling me during the summer that you told everyone in Canada that you guys were going to up the sin tax and that drinking is bad for you. And now it's Christmas time where I'm pretty sure, because I have done up a business proposal for an alcohol brand, that December is one of your busiest months of the year where you make 80% of your profit. And and I'm not even lying there. It might be 80. It's 60 to 80. You make more money in the month in the end of November all the way up to like January 4th or 5th, whatever the date timeline is. It's you make so much of your percentage. This is the time that they make so much money. So then they have this commercial coming out saying, I'm a better person. I only have a few drinks now and I drink in moderation. And it shows like all these people going, like I wake up and I go to work every day, yada yada yada. Okay, so you told me not to drink, and you're going to put a sin tax, and now that December's coming around, and you're going, oh, we need money. We're going to tell people you should drink, but drink in moderation, and it will help your sleeping. There's a lot of bad messages there. First off, if you're drinking to go to sleep, and that's what I used to do, it's just a way to shut off your mind. Yeah, don't get me wrong. That's probably the one problem that I have left in my life that I really need to figure out is how to sleep. I don't take sleeping pills. I don't drink anymore. So you know what? Maybe I'll close my eyes on this chair at 11 o'clock at night. But at 3 in the morning, I'm going to bed or I'm talking to spirits. Whatever floats my boat at 3 in the morning. It's the witching hour, that's the thing. So it's just interesting because at the end of the day, let's get real. Alcohol is probably not, it's the gateway. I don't care what anyone says. Do natural drugs. Just do mushrooms. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that. Just do natural stuff. Do stuff that hasn't been like re-enhanced by humans. I don't know if you really need to go on a really wild trip. Go get that stuff peyote. Go get all that jazz that's natural from the environment. Just go do natural stuff, okay? If you have to do anything, do natural stuff. It is what it is. I don't know. I'm not trying to promote anything. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, if you look at everything in this world, anything that's been kind of readjusted by man after it's already come from nature is just to make a profit. So if you can make and grow all that stuff yourself and there's no profit involved, maybe that's the end game, right? Learn how to do the natural healthy things and then you don't have to worry about whatever shady profit stuff that they're trying to do on the other end. But that was interesting. So that was sorry about that rant, but these commercials are I don't know just in their way to lie to humans. It is what it is. That's what we do in Canada. We tell you one thing, We say another thing, then we'll do a third thing. There's just no consistency. Oh man, country's horrible. I keep telling people if I stay in Canada, I will become prime minister. I can change this entire thing. I can change the school system. I can change the healthcare system. I'll take off all the taxes. Here's the deal. I'll even let the drug dealers do their thing. Because, I thought about that as well. Since they force drug dealers into the game, and then they slap their wrist when they do something bad, and then they put them into jail, and doesn't jail get paid by like citizens and all that to house these people? Isn't that what it is? It's like in their way of housing in a weird sense. Like that's what they're trying to do is they're trying to take care of people, but in a unhealthy way. And man, like think about it this way: if you were the Canadian government and you knew that all these drugs, I'm pretty sure they can do statistics on like what drugs are in people's bodies and when they die, what their overdose was, or stuff like that. So if like I don't know, cocaine, crack, meth, fentanyl, carfentanil. I don't really hear much about heroin nowadays. I've seen it. I actually watched a guy strap up his arm during the summer. I actually stood there and just watched it because I don't know. Maybe it's weird, but I've never actually seen somebody strap up their arm and do heroin. So it was just actually I don't even think it was his arm. It was his leg. Now that I remember correctly, he put a belt around his leg, bit it with his like teeth, and then jammed his leg. So yeah, I actually stood there for like, I don't know, 14 minutes, whatever it was. It was a long time frame. Just standing there watching the guy shoot up heroin, just like it's a normal day in life of Lethbridge. Come on. And we let people get away with that. So, and you know what they also do is now they're letting everyone just do their drugs and like it's open. You can see crack pipes everywhere, crack rocks. You can see them just laying on the street. They don't care. They don't care whatsoever. It's in their way of like segregation, getting rid of the poor, blah 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 blah. You're telling me if you're the government and you're all about this socialist country and making things better, blah 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 blah. You're telling me that where's the best cocaine come from? Colombia? I've never done cocaine, but from the people that I know who do cocaine, Colombia seems to be the place. So here I am. I'm Prime Minister of Canada. I go, hey, President of Colombia, I'm pretty sure you know where your cocaine fields are, or your because let's be honest, pretty much every country knows their topography of their country. They know where things are at. They either turn a blind eye or they don't. So there's a reason that most of those operations still go through because I wonder if they're tied into the government at any time. So here's the deal. Think of it this way. I phone up Colombia and I go, hey, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to make cocaine legal in Canada. So that I'm going to take away all those jobs of all those coke dealers who are bringing in the stuff and then up and that prices, right? Same thing as marijuana. Now that we got rid of the growers or we let people grow 4 plants or whatever it is, all those pot dealers just went and started selling coke and crack. Let's just get real. They didn't get jobs. Who's going to go back to the real world? It's not. It's not fun. It's not. I'm in the real world. Whatever. This is real world life apparently. So I phone them up and I go, hey, all right. So every month, Canada, we go through, I don't know the number. Say it's 1 million pounds of cocaine a month. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I'm just throwing out numbers. And I go, hey, Colombia, I need 1 million pounds of cocaine. You guys make it the purest form that you can have. We're going to send our government planes down there with security and whatnot, government officials, yada, yada, yada. We're going to pick up our packages. It's all going to be kosher through like the right channel system so they know which planes are going where and they know the time frames and there should be no controversy. And then We're going to take that 1,000,000 pounds of cocaine. We're going to bring it back to Canada. We're going to test each sample that we need to test to make sure that it's the purest form. And then we're going to go put it into our stores so that the local person who used to go to a dealer now comes to us. We put a little bit of tax on it, let you go do your thing. Boom. Instead of paying $100 for zero point 0.8 of a gram, I think the price is in my city. Now you're paying what, $30 a gram? And I'm not condoning drug use whatsoever, especially if humans have interfered with it, and especially cocaine being made from like cement and gasoline. Just seems like you're putting some questionable stuff inside your body. Just saying, try to do healthy stuff if you have to do it. It is what it is. And side note, yeah, there's other stuff that if you need the stimulant to like get your shit higher than high, I know stuff that you could buy in like a supplement store. Sure, if you snorted that shit, you'd be flying higher than high, and it only costs you $7 for 100 pills. Imagine that. And yeah, so you can just do it that way, and then you could have health professionals here, so that if the people who came in had to talk to a health professional first, and they can get their drugs, pay a little bit of tax. Oh, look at that! We just got rid of the crime. The money just went back in the system. People are going to do what they're going to do. Can't change that. Can't stop that whatsoever. Make it left turn, make it right turn, or go straight. That's everyone has their own decisions. But it just seems a lot easier to say, "Oh, we're not, we don't have our hands in the system like that." Come on. So you're going to force people to do bad things just to eat, survive, live, pay for their family because people get jealous that they see these people with fancier, nicer things, a faster lifestyle, this, that. Okay. But they know their highs and lows, right? So if that's the case and you're all jealous about what they do and you're gonna charge them and then tax them and then put them back in the system just to keep the money going, why don't you just get rid of that part of the system anyways and just do it legit? You did with marijuana. I'm pretty sure Amsterdam has like, I don't know, half the sins in the Bible that are legit or legalized or whatever. So maybe we need to start following suit. Like I know that Vancouver has pretty much said that I think anyone at 3.5 grams of any drug will never ever get charged. Yeah, you know the reason you're not going to charge them because once you charge them, what are they going to do? They're going to go to court and pay their fine? No, they're going to go get more drugs. They don't care. Come on, simple logic here, people. But like, oh, that was another thing. I went out to the bar this weekend, and Christmas season, which means there's going to be a lot more money in the system. Kids, or not kids, sorry, but young adults, 18 to 35 or whatever, drinking, partying, doing the Christmas parties, right? So I've seen so many cops out. I've seen so many check stops out. And they just bust everyone in my city. And I'm thinking, that's very convenient because we all now know that the people who are the junkies and whatnot, you're not going to get the money from them. But the ones who are actually going to the bars or going to the restaurants or going to parties have jobs, have money, care about their reputation, and will pay for those tickets and put that money back in the system. It's just another way of putting the money back in the system. Come on, people. So, anyways, another other public service announcement. I think alcohol is the gateway. Sounds really bad, but that's just because I used to drink a lot. I used to drink a lot. I used to drink just to. Okay, here's the thing. I started. I could, yeah. I never had friends. I was never accepted. And then when I got into the bar scene, I realized everyone's drinking. Shit, you could get away with a lot more shit. You can say a lot more shit and just go, "Oh man, I was drunk." You know. At the end of the day, I've thought it through. Like you still make that initial thought when you're drunk. I think your just inhibitions go, nah, let's just keep going. Let's see what the hell happens. It's all a story. And trust me, I'm a storyteller. That was that. And then so I go to the bar, and this one girl, she knows me. She's a pastor's kid. And she goes, how far along are you? And I go, what do you mean by that? She goes, I know you. She goes, and I brought her up in one of my other videos. So she goes, her exact words were, when I look at other people's eyes, most of them are dead to the world. She goes, I look at you, and she goes, you were thrown in for a different purpose. You're meant to help people. The things that you have been through in your past, she goes, you've been thrown to the wolves. She goes, your situations are horrible. And I said, so you see my path? I see paths, yes. And I'm telling you this, you guys can believe these people or not, but in the last like 2.5 years since my like spiritual awakening, people are like they come out of the woodworks now and they start telling me different things. And I don't know if it's because I'm starting to open up my own mind of thinking or just allowing people to be free of who they are. But she goes, yeah. She goes, because I was telling her about my past. I go, I don't know if I'm a spiritual healer or not. I said, there's something that tells me I could be. And she goes, yeah. I don't know if it was like shaman. I'm not too sure on the word. I don't even, I have an understanding, but I don't really want to profess to know it or not. I'll check it up after this video. But she goes, yeah. She goes, I was like, so what do I do? I'm like, I don't quite know my path. I know that I'm supposed to help people, which the shameless plug, divinityvirtue.com. I'm going to try to open up a health and wellness company. I want people to get rid of their triggers and in their habits. I want people to work out, eat healthy. There's a this is the game of life, and I'm going to tell you like this whole year, even though I've tried to just accomplish everything and just failed at everything, she goes, "But you're close." She goes, "You just got to be broken down a little bit more." And I go, "A little bit more. I just can't wait for this little bit more. It's a little bit more here, a little bit more there, a little bit more." I get it, but I told her, I said, "How many people are doing this?" I said, "I'm going through a spiritual awakening. I live a sober life. I have zero addictions except for the devil's lettuce, which I said is natural, so it must be coming from God. So I'm good with that. The only reason people don't like that is because a person made that decision, right? Like if they said that, I don't know, carrots were bad for your health, who came up with that decision? I'm just saying hypothetically, but you know what? If it was like created and nothing of human interference changes it, I don't know. I just think most things that are more natural, and don't get me wrong, like I'm not going to, I don't know, for a weird fact, go grab a sugar beet or a sugar cane and start gnawing on that just to get my sugar fix. Okay, some things you might need if you want the white sugars or whatever, a little bit of man-made processing. But other than that, try to stick natural, like honeys and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, to be honest with you guys. Um, yeah, just talking to that girl, it was just it was interesting because she goes, you're close. She goes, I can see it in you. She goes, you're meant for a passion. You have something that's coming. She goes, you had to go through all this because everything that you were taught, she goes, wasn't right. She goes, you were thrown into so many situations that weren't right. And I can tell you, I don't need to tell you my stories, but I'm going to tell you a lot of situations. And when you think about it, like people grow up on how they were raised, whether they believe it or not, even if they don't like their parents and their upbringing, people are still robotic. They still will take certain traits that work well for them to move ahead. And I can tell you when I grew up, my family used to party all the time. Like I can remember waking up at, I don't know, 9, 10 in the morning after my family had just had a bender and beer cans everywhere, cigarettes everywhere, pot everywhere. At that age, I don't know if there's other drugs because I didn't really know stuff. I'm just going kind of back from my memory right now. And I can tell you, like, I'd have the full house. Like, what kid at like 3 years old should be running around at 9 in the morning after his family just had a party? Like, I would climb up on a towel rack just because I wasn't allowed to during the day. So I figured I'd do it in the morning. As sure enough, it broke. Then I probably lied to my mom and said, "Oh, I was pulling on the towel and it fell off." No, I was standing on it. Sorry. I used to lie a lot. I'm not going to be that person anymore. Actually, when you lie, life is a lot easier. And that's a sad fact because I think people don't want to hear the truth. And then when you tell them the truth, it's like they get mad at it. But if you tell them a lie, they're happy. But then if they find out that you lied to them, now they're not happy because you told them a lie. What a vicious circle. At the end of the day, just pull off the damn band aid, expose it for what it is, move on. I don't know. That's what I'm learning. It's not meant to be, whatever. Don't need to lie about it. You don't need to make yourself look better. The situation happened. But that was that. So, anyways, yeah, we talked and everything. And then her boyfriend or her ex boyfriend or something like that, I don't know their situation. I don't really care. He's a questionable character as well. I hear stories about him a lot. Anyways, and I've seen this quite a bit in the dating scene that if I'm talking to someone's woman or whatever they are, they'll come over and they'll start kissing them and get very close with them. I'm just thinking, how much trust issues do you have that you think your girlfriend's going to cheat with me? Because there's one of two things. You either don't trust me, and I'm going to tell you, I'm looking for love. I'm not looking to get into the sack with somebody, create a problem, create drama, and then have to worry about that. I don't need that drama anymore. Life is already a drama. I don't need people to create more drama in my life. I try to live the most calmest life in the world, and it seems like from here to the gym to the mall, I could get in more trouble doing healthy things. Like I should not be even left alone with my own thoughts in Google for crying out loud. But yeah, so I don't know. Interesting forms of jealousy and control. But I gotta tell you, I think I know who's coming in my life. Like I'm waiting for this. I already know that twin flame has to come back. She has to. It's run and chaser. I was told about this story. Just waiting. Let her do her thing. It's been over a year. So she'll come back. She'll plead. I gotta make the decision because that's how, life works. It gives you multiple paths. It'll give you an arcana. And then once you either say yes to that arcana, that's the path that you'll go up. I already know that that path is closed. So I gotta let her lie to me and say whatever she needs to say to me. I gotta make it so that my heart doesn't play to the emotions because, I guess sometimes you fall in love and you just see things with rose colored glasses. But now everything's good. I already know that the women that are coming in my life are so beautiful, so pure, beautiful hearts, love kids, love animals, want to be my ride or die. I'm going to tell you, whatever happens in this next year, this is it. My buddy from Australia told me, he goes, "Hey, when are you coming back?" I go, "Very soon." I said, "Can't get a job here." He goes, "You know what? Who cares?" He goes, "If you got debt there, get yourself a plane ticket. Just come here. Just I wouldn't even claim bankruptcy. They have this thing. It's like, oh, I don't know what it is, statute of something, but it's 6 years and one day. And what you essentially do is you shut down all of your bank accounts. So if you owe anything on a credit line or a Visa, you shut down your checking and savings account. Just close it off. You don't make any payments. If what this max, you don't make any payments. And what you do is they'll say, "Oh, well," so they'll send it to the bank and they'll send it to collections. Collections will go, "Oh, you owe us this much money, blah 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 blah." Don't pay for it. Then they'll go, "Oh, we'll ruin your reputation, we'll ruin your credit, we'll ruin this, blah blah blah." Don't go for it. Then they'll go, "Oh, if you just make $1 payment, we can lower the interest, blah, blah, blah." Don't do that $1 because once you do that $1, the 6 years and 1 day starts over again. So don't even do that. You just be like, "No, done. You know what? Talk to me in 6 years and 1 day. It'll be off your credit. Done." It's a weird way of, if the system wants to play you, let's play the system back. I'm just giving you guys the keys. I could be wrong, but go do the Google check. Check in Canada. 6 years, 1 day, statute of accreditation limits, or I don't know what it is. Something like that. I don't know the exact word. I'm sorry, but I I should know it. I took a course on it. That's the worst part. Shows you how well I was paying attention, I guess. But yeah. So, if that's the game, that's the game. But he goes, "You can live with me." And when I was in Australia, I was a panhandler for a charity. Essentially, we were telling the charity or people who were giving us money that 80% of the money was going to the charity. 60% was going to me, 40% went to the other people, the drivers, the business, and then whatever was left, say it was 5 to 10%, maybe, tops 10%, maybe. So if I made $100, maybe $10 went to that charity. And that's being honest with you guys. But I was making $10,000 a month. So I'm telling you right now, I can get to Australia. I know how to work the charities in Australia. I do have a free place to stay. And if I do have to let go of 6 years and 1 day here, I'm never coming back to Canada. I'm getting slingshotted so quick out of here. I can tell you right now, I've looked at my family. I'm not going to let them hold me back anymore. There's When you think about all the decisions you've ever made, I can tell you right now, I'm living in this house right now. I broke up with my ex, came back, and this is the 10-year cycle. And astrology says that this ends this next year, which makes all the sense in the world because when I went to Australia and I fell in love with the one person that I was supposed to marry, and then I would have stayed in Australia, I fucked it up. I did. I did it. And that was almost 10 years ago. And that was during the Australian Open. So that's coming up. That means this cycle starts again. And that means I had to learn everything. And I got jealous that one time and I made decisions. And this time I did not get jealous. I made all the right decisions. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to get blessed. You guys don't understand this. This is the paradigm that I put myself into because I believe everyone signs a soul contract. Mine kicked in. That's all I know. I know I have a different purpose. I'm supposed to stay sober, supposed to show you guys the different way of life. I'm the product of the system, but yet I get taken, used, and abused by the system. So let's learn. Let's learn together. If the system wants to beat us down, I'm just going to expose everything. I went to university. I'll expose everything. I got no problem. I'll show you the loopholes. I'll show you how we get to the top. This is the game. This is the game of life. It is what it is. I know I have so much to think about and do today. I'm actually spending Christmas by myself. That's okay. It is what it is. My business is almost done. These videos, just a way to get my thoughts out there, to kind of show people like there's a game here. We just all have to play it. Like, I don't know, because at the end of the day, here's the other paradigm: is if death is the final ending, and everyone's scared of death, but then in life you're like, oh, I hate life, I hate life, I hate life. and you go, "Oh, I wish I would die," or something like this, and you go, "Oh, universe, I want to stay alive till at least 100. Please, I do actually love it here, highs and lows, even though this was a bad year." But like people gotta realize if death is the scariest thing, don't worry about the rest of life. Don't care what people are gonna think about you. Don't care what the government or the system's going to do to you. Do you, okay? Just don't hurt people. Make sure that you do things on like just the right vibrations. That's all it is. It's vibrations. Um, man, where was I? I should. It was supposed to be like a 5 minute video. We're at 36 minutes. I was going to end it. You know what? Like I said, I had a great Christmas. Interesting conversation. Business is all that's done. Women are starting to come out. I'm going to tell you right now. Oh, this might be the last thing I'm going to say. Is that I start my year on the 27th, 28th, because that'll be 2 years sober from everything on the 27th. And I think everyone, you won't see this video this year, but next year, try to be the 1%. That means you give up everything. You don't do fast food. You don't do sugars. You don't do Slurpees. You change your eating styles. If you smoke, that's the thing is I gotta give up the devil's lettuce. So you know what? I'm going to probably try to do it this year. We'll see what happens. Work out. Limit your noise. Limit your outside distractions, and focus on the things that make you healthy. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the money, it's not there. You got to create your own money now. That's where we are at in this system. You got to create something to get into the system, to be kosher with the governments, to get the tax write-offs, the liabilities, all that stuff. That's the game. That's the high-end game. They're just going to keep everyone at the low level. So if we learn the game together, let's go. Different ball game, different world, different upbringing. Um, yeah, you know what? 8 o'clock. I'm gonna go to the gym. Merry Christmas, everyone. I think if I do this right, I could probably have a 6 pack by May, and that means the next part of my diet. And I almost did it last year, but and I did because I understand how the body works. But this is an extreme diet that I can get it so that if I work out and I burn 3,000 calories, I don't count my neat calories, the calories that I burned just doing this. That might have been a calorie. I doubt it. It takes about 5 seconds, 8 seconds, whatever it is to get a calorie. There's a calorie. Cool. But if I burn 3,000, I'll eat 3,000. But it'll be like 2 bowls of vegetables, 8 cans of tuna, 1 bowl of fruit, yogurt, granola, cheese sticks, and a protein drink. Okay. I'm still going to be eating 6 to 8 pounds of food a day. Okay. But my 3,000 calories and my 3,000 calories, zero. Which means at the end of the day, when I go to bed at 10 o'clock to fast before I go work out, and then I work out and then I eat. So I don't eat until after I work out. And this is it. This is intensity. This is extreme. It means that my body will burn all the fat left on my body. If I do this right, within 14 weeks, I'm probably, let's say 20% body fat, and I say probably 25 to 30 pounds before I'd be just chiseled. Like I said, if I could probably do that in 14 weeks. Yeah, yeah, 14 weeks. So what's that? 3 months, and that's healthy, and that's doing it a healthy way, and that's not doing the extremes. So I'm telling you right now, if you're looking to get that summer 6 pack, it's right now. You start right now. This is the game. I did it last year when nobody believed me. I said, I'll do this. I'll show you how close I got. Got that close, that close. And it's funny because right now I'm heavier. And it's just because it's winter and I'm eating more and I'm cold. I've never not been fat during the winter. I used to not even have to wear a jacket. That's how fat I was. Now I'm like wearing 3 hoodies, a jacket, and a windbreaker just to have some kind of warmth. So when you do get skinny, you lose a lot of warmth. All right, 40 minutes, longest video ever. Merry Christmas. God bless. Divine timing, divinity, virtue. Take your losses before you become the boss. Try to be 1% better. Let's help everyone else out. Um, let's just work together. Let's build this world up. Don't listen to the propaganda. There's so much misinformation and lies. Just be honest. Go back to the truth. Go back to the old ways. It's not that hard. We just gotta not listen to what they put out there for you guys. Um, yeah. Oh, and I think I have to apologize because that other girl that I see at the mall who's in the twin flame, and I said, I don't know if she is or isn't because it's one of those rarest things, and that she's handling it different. And that was wrong with me because everyone handles situations on how they feel comfortable for themselves. And she's done a really good job. She's really worked hard on herself. And twin flame or not, I'm proud of her. And I'm sorry that I don't know, had my opinion because it wasn't right. And I just think that, you know what? We all have our own problems. What I may see as a problem or not is in my eyes. And what somebody else may see as a problem is in their eyes. And if that's how her life is going, you know what? At least she's working hard on it. She's trying to be a better person. And at the end of the day, that's all it comes down to is, you know, sometimes God wants to just bring people in your life just to see, test you, see what your willpower is, your strength, see what your inner character is. Because I think at the end of the day, if you align yourself with the people who want to bring you up in this world, you'll find them. They'll come out. They do come out. But if you also want to hang out with the people who do questionable things, that find them too. So it's not hard to find whatever you need to look for. Just I guess look for it in the right ways. Once again, thank you very much, Divinity Virtue. My name's Dustin Taylor. Sorry about the long video, and I hope you all have a great Christmas, New Year's. It's going to be pimping. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm ready. So we're going to light this show on fire. I'm going to end 2023, the worst year of my life. Probably not as bad as some other people in the world. God bless. I hope they have a better 2024. But I'm going to tell you, this shit's getting real now. We're playing the game. You know what? Next year, I'm going to have that six pack, maybe even an eight pack. I'm going to have zero debt. If not, I don't care. And I'm going to have a company. I got a lot of beautiful women that are coming out. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be a catch this next year. Nobody believe me. So either ride or die. Let's go.